Hey everybody, I'm the Brosman and thanks for checking out my channel. Today I'll talk about my Harley Davidson. And mine's a 013, so if you're in that ballpark, I think 13 was a cutoff and then the 2014s and on is a little, maybe a different design, but same problems that you can run into. I went to go ride it today and I got on it and it did not start. It was completely dead. If you've ever gotten on your bike, you go to start it and you think everything's fine and it's not. Here's probably the #1 reason why your bike won't start. So what's happening is the battery in your key fob is probably too low to shut off the security system on your bike. So your bike's not recognizing that you have the proper key to start it, and it's just saying no, it's got the gate closed and you're not getting in. I go to get on my bike, I turn on the key, I get my lights, I get my little blinky security system, you know, flashers that go on when it goes through its initiation. I could hear my fuel injection, fuel pump initiate. You know, where you got that, and then it stops. Okay, so you know it's primed and ready to go. I go to hit the button and it's just dead. Nothing. Okay, so I heard my fuel pump initiate. We get that little whiny noise, and I got my green light, and switches on, and nothing. Look, I got no button, nothing starting, nothing at all. What happened? What happened is the battery in my key fob is dead. That's the #1 thing to check. There's another thing that you can check, and that is the green wire on the starter. So on the starter unit here, so here's your bike, okay, there's the bike. One of the things the guy said to look for is on the starter, there's a green wire. So we come down to the starter, here's the starter, and that green wire right there. So what you want to do is just squeeze this, pull it off, and then push it back on a couple times. So on, off, on, off, okay, and then try that, see if that works, and that will usually clean it enough to make contact and then get you on your way until you can get home and clean it properly. That might scrape that contact enough to make contact, and then you'll probably be on your way that way if it's not the battery in your key fob. So those are the two main things to check, and that's from doing research on YouTube and going and talking to the guys at Harley Davidson and having my starter relay checked and all the rest of that stuff. So before you start getting into taking out the fuses, well, if these two things don't work, if the key fob battery change doesn't work and the little green wire on your starter doesn't work, then you can start looking at, you know, pulling the left side cover and looking at your fuses to see if you've got a fuse that might be out that's doing that. There is a starter relay on all the fuses that I've got. I'll show you the graphic on it. I'll show you the cover and what they stand for. But I pulled the starter relay out and I took it down to Harley Davidson, and they were able to check it for me and let me know that it was still fine. It still worked fine. And then that's where I learned about the green wire on the starter and check that. Harley Davidson didn't say anything about the battery in the key fob. I found that one out just doing research on my own with YouTube. I have this type of key fob, okay? So it's a separate key, you know, your ignition key, your steering lock, your bags on that, or operate on that cylindrical key, and then this is just my helmet lock. So this is what we're after right here, your key fob. Anyway, so here's what I bought. Went down to Target and got these 4 batteries for $12.99. Now let's pop one in and see if it fixes the problem. Okay, so I popped the new battery in the key fob, and let's go see if it works. Okay, I noticed the red key went out. It was lit and then it went out. ABS is still showing, that's cruise control. Okay, let's see what happens. Switch on. of signals to look that might flag this problem. Okay, on the dashboard on my speedometer, there's a little red key on the bottom, and over here I got a red key lit up. See that little red key? That red key can mean you have a light out, maybe a tail light, a headlight. Some one of your lights may be out. It could mean that you have installed LED lights over the incandescents, and that's one of the problems. You have to put a little adapter on there. I don't want to get lost in the weeds. I don't have any of that crap, so here's where I'm at. I get on, I try to start it, and it's not working. So I'm looking at that red light. Harley Davidson told me to check the green wire on the starter. I watched a YouTube video and some guy was talking about LED lights. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have any LED lights to worry about, so it's not that. And what it turns out to be is my key fob. I'm very happy that I didn't have to have my bike towed to Harley, another $100 plus, or the hourly rate to have them diagnose it. You know what I mean? I don't have that kind of cash, man. You guys get expensive. Okay, there you go. Happy riding.